Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and welcome back to another thrifty video. Today I am shipping out my weekend sales. So I don't know what has happened, but September has been going so much better for reselling than August did. This huge IKEA bag is full of things that I sold on Poshmark, eBay, and Depop. So I'm gonna run through what sold over the weekend with you guys, tell you guys exactly how much I paid for each item and how much I sold it for, so what kind of profit I'm looking at on each piece. And then we're also gonna go through a thrift haul of some new things I recently picked up that should be making me money as well. So if that sounds good, then make sure you hit subscribe. But let's jump into some of the Poshmark sales first. And the first thing I have here on top is this beautiful floral dress. This is from Abercrombie & Fitch. And this I recently picked up, maybe in the last month, a couple months probably. It's this tiered, ruffled maxi dress, beautiful dress, yellow, butter yellow, which is what I put in the title as well. So I've said it is the Abercrombie & Fitch butter yellow, ruffled, tiered maxi dress. It was a size medium. This sold on Poshmark for $80. So that was a really good sale. So $80, and I make $64 after Poshmark takes its fees. I paid $7.99 for this at the thrift store, and I had 10% off. So $7.20 into an $80 sale. And then with my factored cost of goods, I made $57 on this dress. So that is wonderful. I'm gonna put some pieces back here behind me because you guys are on my workbench, which is normally where I package things. But I'm just gonna show you guys the sales because I personally feel like the packaging process is so repetitive and kind of boring. But let me know if you guys want to see that packaging process. But then we have a pair of Everlane skinny jeans. These are the high-rise skinny jean in black, women's size 27. These sold for $24. And by golly, I have no idea where I got these. I don't have my cost of goods in this spreadsheet. So I would assume, let's say I spent $7 on those because that's the maximum I would have spent on a pair of jeans at my local thrift store. So let's say $7 into them. From 24, we make $19, $20. So more like $12 of profit. So not as much as the last piece, but still, you know, all of these sales are gonna add up. Then we have this swimsuit that I have to still go find. So I'll just put up a picture of it for you guys, but I wanna get my porch pickup. I wanna make that porch pickup. So I'm gonna find that one after and maybe take it to the post office if I have to. But this is a somersault side stroke swimsuit. I picked up so many of these at a garage sale and I have sold every single one. This is the last one to sell and it sold for $35. And every single one of these swimsuits I bought for $5 and they sold between $35 and $50 for each one. So I think I had 6 of these. So they made me a good little penny for sure. Size 14, sold for $35, and then we make $28. So $23 of net profit on that. And then this next piece is this sweatshirt. So this is just a plain black hoodie, but it's really thick, really high quality. And I'd only found this brand once before I bought this, but I found 2 of these at my local Goodwill for $4.99 each. The exact same sweatshirt, one in a size extra small, one in a size small. This one is the size small. It just sold for $30. And so Talentless is the brand. $30 sale, we made $24, so $20 net profit, and I still have the size extra small. The last time I had that brand, I had another sweatshirt from it, and I think it sold for a similar amount, like maybe $30 or $35. So pretty pleased with that. Then this is a vintage sweater that I just happened to find at my local Goodwill. There was a new rack that came out, and so many of the sweaters on that new rack were all like these really cool vintage chunky knits. So I picked up all of them, and I really like selling vintage pieces like this. So this is kind of like a more like fun kind of diamond knit sweater, really cool. This is from the brand Lord Jeff, and I didn't know if this was gonna be a bad pickup because that brand didn't seem like it was selling, but the style was cool, so I did grab it. And it was in a size extra large, which is helpful, but this sold for $28 on Poshmark. I paid $4.50 for this, and so $22.40 after fees. So then with cost of goods, we're looking at $18.50 basically. So another almost $20 of profit on that one. And then we have this. This is a really cool piece. I got this at a garage sale last year, but it's this vintage Levi Strauss like trucker denim jacket. It has an orange Levi tab on it, which is really sought after usually in the Levi community. Super cool piece, size small, and this sold on Poshmark for $58. So from $58, let's see how much we make. We make $46.40. I believe I paid $5 for this at that garage sale. And so we're looking at $41 net profit. Really exciting. And this weekend sale video, like this is blowing all of my August numbers out the water. Like praise God, because August was a little bit slower for me, but I'm really pleased to see so many things selling so quickly. This is a Coach little wristlet. So it's this cute little mint green little wristlet from Coach. And this was a small leather zipper wristlet. I sold this for $22. I believe I picked this up at another garage sale for $2. So from Poshmark, after fees, $17.60, $2 cost of goods, $15 net profit. Not bad. Also, I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you guys, but I feel like they're helpful to know what I actually pay for things, because some people will get on here and be like, oh, I made a $180 sale today. Like, that's so exciting. Not letting you know that they paid like $50 for the piece. And so it really just skews your numbers based on your cost of goods. And so I try to be upfront about that with you guys. But if that's too many numbers, like let me know in the comments. Then we have this, which is another garage sale pickup. I picked this up not too long ago. These are a little set of copper fish measuring spoons. I don't know if you can see those. They're kind of small. You'll have pictures on the screen as well, but they're really heavy. They're this like brass, coppery look, kind of really cool measuring spoon. I believe they're from Anthropology. These sold for 20 bucks. I paid $2 for these and $16, so $14 net profit after my cost of goods. But I don't pick up a lot of home goods, and so I'm proud of myself whenever I sell something that is a home good, and that sold pretty quickly too. And it sold on Poshmark, which I would usually expect my home goods to sell more on like eBay, but this is why you should just cross-list everywhere. I also have a really interesting Depop sale in here that I would never have expected, and I just listed it on Depop because I was already cross-listing. So I don't know, guys, you never know where you're gonna sell something. This is so cute. I was contemplating keeping it for myself. It is this Lawns of Salzburg nightgown. It's really cute. It has these little ruffled details and this little heart print all over it. It's so cute. Very like Victorian, really like cute, modest sleeping wear. It's so soft. I love it. Size extra large. This sold for $35 and we make $28 after the cost of goods. I got this at a garage sale. So I think I paid maybe $4 for this. So $24 net profit. And I only listed that this week. So that was a fast sale too. I have another Lawns of Salzburg nightgown. It was a smaller size. I got it in the bins. And that one has been sitting for a lot longer. So I feel like a bigger size is great. And that's also still on their website. And I think it costs around like $80 or $90 retail. So all of those factors helped it to sell quickly, which is exciting. Then we have one pair of shoes that sold on Poshmark, which I feel like I usually sell a lot of shoes. So it's interesting that I only had one pair sell, but these are a pair of AGL little shoes. And these are these really fun, kind of like strappy silver and beige little heels. And they're called the Mary Kate block heel, neutral ankle strap, open toe sandals. These were a size 10 US, but these sold on Poshmark for $48. From $48, we make $38.40. And let's see, how much did I pay for these? I think I paid $6 for them based off of, $6 is what I paid for these. So $32.40 of net profit on those bad boys. Then we have 4 more sales, 2 on eBay and 2 on Depop. So let's go over to the eBay sales first. This is a good sale. I just listed these. So these sold within maybe 2 or 3 days. These are part of the shorts that I found at that Goodwill where I found like 11 pairs of Lululemon shorts in a row. I also picked up this pair of Travis Mathew shorts and a pair of New With Tags Rails shorts. These are the Travis Mathew ones. These were the Bekah short. They are in a men's size 36. And these sold on eBay for $35.99, which I feel like is a great price. They definitely, they retail for a lot more, and they are New With Tags, which is why I think they actually will sell for quite a bit. I still have to buy my shipping label. I haven't shipped this yet. So right now I'm making $38.87, but that's because I charge for shipping. So once I ship these, I'm assuming this will probably cost me $6 to ship. So $32 is probably what I'm looking at getting back from eBay. And I paid $4.50 for these. That is $26 of net profit, which pretty pleased. That's great. And those sold really fast. So I'll take anything selling really fast and making me that much money. That's great. And then the last sale on eBay is this Eileen Fisher boiled wool skirt. It has these kind of kick out pleats on the bottom. It's a black boiled wool midi skirt. I'm pretty sure I got this in the video where I found like all of those Brooks Brothers suits and all of those amazing designer pieces. Pretty sure it's from that video. But this sold on eBay for $44.99, and then I charge for shipping. And so I'm supposed to make $43.48, but I still have to pay for my shipping label. We're looking at probably $37 earnings after my shipping label. 37 minus, I paid $3.99 for this skirt. So we're looking at like $34 of net profit. So excited about that. I'm doing a lot of math in my head really quickly. So if I'm wrong about any numbers, just give me some grace, please. And then we have 2 Depop sales, which is really cool. I just delisted and relisted this jacket because we hit fall. And so I knew I wanted to relist a lot of my jackets, a lot of my coats, and I do that through Vendu. This isn't an ad for Vendu, but I really do use Vendu all the time. But this is this amazing pink leather jacket. It's kind of like a lavenderish, pinkish color. It's so cute. I found this at my local Goodwill. I think I paid $5.99. It is real leather, so it is a leather jacket that's pink. It's so cool. This sold on Depop for $30 and we'll make $28.16, so about $23 of net profit. And then the last thing, this was a great sale. This sold on Depop. And this is why I'm like, you just gotta list everywhere, because would I have expected a pair of Danskos to sell on Depop? Never in a million years. But I listed them there anyway. So these are a size 40. So I think that's like a 9 to 9.5 or maybe a 10 on the Dansko website. But these are this pair of brown leather Danskos. These sold for $63.74. I think I have automatic offers on my Depop. And so these were automatically sent out. And then Depop doesn't have any selling fees. They just take like, I forget, like some sort of like small like percentage, I don't know. So after they're cut, I make $60.87 on these, and I paid $8 for these, so right around $52 of net profit. So those were a really good pickup. I was on the fence about those, but it really worked out well. So those are all of the things I sold over the weekend, I think like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm gonna send them out today. I'm getting ready for a porch pickup. I did schedule that. So now I'm gonna get to packaging up all of these pieces, but then I will meet you guys either in the dining room or in the living room, and I'll bring you guys a haul of some other pieces I've been finding recently. So I'll meet you there. Okay, welcome to the living room, and now let's jump into the thrift haul. I had a few bags sitting around that I was waiting to share with you guys, and then I was pulling things out of the bags and I was like, holy freaking monkeys. I'm shocked at some of the pieces I picked up recently that I've just been waiting to show you guys. Like some of these I need to get listed ASAP, you know? First off, we have this pair of little black leather sandals. These are really nice. These cost me $5.99 at my local Goodwill, and these are from Bed Stew. So very happy about that. I love selling Bed Stew shoes. And so you can see the Bed Stew logo on the inside, on the footbed there. Bed Stew resells for a good amount. Like these sandals should probably resell for around $40 to $50, and I paid $5 for them. So that's awesome. Gonna have to get those listed soon. And then in a really shocking turn of events, I remembered finding these and I didn't know where I put them because I hadn't shown them yet in the haul. And I literally, at my local Goodwill, found Jimmy Choo shoes, which is absolutely insane. I have found Jimmy Choo's at my Goodwills once before, and I also have found Manola Blahniks and some other like really expensive shoes, but I don't know how, but I did forget that I had these. But these are an amazing pair of Jimmy Choo's. They have this amazing kind of like metallic silver bow going on at the top. They're a little pointed heel, and they're metallic all throughout. And honestly, these are in really good condition. Like, The bottoms of these are actually really good. They look pretty impeccable. And so that was an insane find for $7.99. That is crazy. So it says Jimmy Choo London, made in Italy on the bottom, and it's a European size 36. So I believe that's probably close to a size 6. So kind of small, but I mean, for Jimmy Choo shoes at my Goodwill, I will take that for $7.99. I would assume the last time I picked up 2 pairs of Jimmy Choo shoes, I sold each one for around $100. So I'm assuming it's probably similar to that for those. So already, those are amazing pieces to have found. And then I had some clothes in this bag, and I was just like, dang, I was finding good stuff. So this is a pair of leggings. These were $4.99. These are pretty much a simple black pair of leggings, but these are from Aloe Yoga, which Aloe is so popular right now. I feel like I'm wearing Aloe in almost every video you guys see of me. I really like this brand. So the pull tag is torn off on the inside, but these are, I'm pretty sure, the Airlift legging, and I would say they're at a size medium is my best guess. For $4.99. These should resell for around $35, $40, and so probably should be able to 10x my money on that. And then on that same trip, that same spot even, I found a second Aloe Yoga piece. This is a pair of Accolade sweat shorts. So the Accolade is like the really popular crew neck sweatshirt. And then this is the same material, so it's like you could wear a matching set with it. I'm pretty sure this is the gravel color. I own an Accolade sweatshirt in this color. So I'll have to figure out what the sizes of these. I would say these are probably a men's size small just by looking at them. And these were $3.99, which these retail for probably like $78. The leggings retail for $128 or something right around there. So that was already a screaming deal on both of those. Pretty insane. And then I wanted to share this bag with you because I stumbled upon this at a different Goodwill a different day. And I just felt it and thought it felt really nice. And then I looked it up, but this is a shockingly good find. Like, it is so unassuming. It's this little nylon-y kind of waterproof style bag. It has this braided kind of handle to it. Really interesting, but I did decide to look it up because it was new at tags. So I looked up this brand. It's called Sea Bags Maine. So this is what the tag looks like. Very interesting fabric. And then on the inside of it too, it has a map, which I think the map would look really cool on the outside. But what I discovered is this brand makes bags from recycled sails. So this is a like recycled sailing bag, and so these are actually really expensive because they're using those recycled materials, and this is so cool. It's new at tags. And then when I went to look this brand up, I went to eBay and looked at the sold comps, and y'all, almost all of these bags, if they're not listed over $100, they're selling for $100, like insane comps for a tote bag like this. Shocking, absolutely shocking. But I got this at Goodwill, and this was $6.99. So I paid $6.99 for this, but I think it should be able to resell for probably close to $100, which feels crazy and doesn't feel real, but all of the pieces that I saw, there's so many sold. It has a 200% sell-through rate. That just means that there's like, I think there was like 50 listed and 100 sold. So this should sell well. Like, that's amazing. What a crazy pickup. That, the Jimmy Choo's, the Aloe, like, it's been a crazy few weeks of thrifting for me, for sure. Then we have 2 more pairs of shoes here. This first pair is a pair of Donald Pliner shoes, and I did grab these because these are brand new. So you can see the bottoms look impeccable. I'm gonna try to use a magic eraser to get off the Sharpie on the bottom of these. I usually just leave the Sharpie on the bottom of the shoes because I feel like people don't really care that much. But for something like this where it's new and the fabric on the bottom is like a rubber, so I feel like it'll wipe off really easily, I'm gonna do that. But these ones are from Donald Pliner, and then they still have the Nordstrom sticker on the inside. And so these were $7.99. And at Nordstrom Rack, they were selling them for $100, but their original comparable value is $198. So these are $200 Donald Pliner shoes that I scored for $7.99. But the resale on them, I think they should resell for probably close to $60. That's my guess. And these are a size 8.5, so a great size, brand spanking new. those were cool. I'm glad I grabbed those. And then the other pair of shoes I grabbed is this pair of sandals. So that's why I'm like, I need to get these listed ASAP because these are a great shoe, but we're also heading into fall and winter. So I want to make sure I get these up as quickly as I can. But these are a nice little pair of flip-flops. They have a chunky sole. These were $5.99. That's a great price at my Goodwill. And they're a size 7.5. These are relatively a new style. And these are from Vionic. I don't think I mentioned that. So they are from Vionic. And they should resell. I saw comps for around 40 bucks. So from $5 to $40, I thought that was nice, but they are a beautiful leather sandal. I think those are really nice. Was happy with that. And then I did pick up one accessory. I don't know the last time I picked up a hat. I have so many hats to list that are just sitting. And I don't know what it is about lately, but I've been not inspired to list hats. I really should though, because they do have a great turnaround because they usually don't cost me very much money. But I did grab this hat because it is a master's hat, so a golf hat. And depending on what master's hats you find, if they're from a specific course, a specific tournament, some master's hats resell for like over $100. It's insane. If you find master's gear in general, a lot of it is worth good money. This is just, I think, just like a classic, normal master's hat, and it's in a one-size-fits-all, has the branding on the inside, super nice, and it's definitely more of like an athletic material, which I think is super nice, and then it has Velcro on the back, but this was $1.99, and I saw comps for this kind of like just normal, everyday master's hat selling for like 25 bucks, 20 bucks, so I did grab her. And then I have a pair of black pont pants. These feel really nice. They're more like a work style pant, but again, grab these because these are from Veronica Beard, which I feel like I haven't been finding a lot lately, but when I find it, it does well for me. These are $4.99. They're in a size 6, and I would assume I can try to get around 40 bucks for those maybe. So I thought that was worth it. And then Giu was with me this day, and she found this tank top for me. So she did a great job. It's this little white tank top with this kind of crossover and open back detailing. And I was really proud of her because this didn't have a pull tag on it, but she felt it and then was curious and looked and found the Lululemon logo. So I don't even know if you can see it. It's white on white, but a little Lululemon tank top for $3.99. It doesn't have any staining on it. I think it actually might fit me, so maybe I'll just end up keeping that for a bit before I sell it. But I thought that was great, and I was really proud of her. And then we have this pair of bright white shorts. These are the high-rise Jane short. They're new with tags cut from the cloth, but it intrigued me because they also have an Ever Eve tag here on the front. And Ever Eve has been selling really well for me. And so these are the optic white, size 6 Jane short. And since they're brand new with tags, I thought these would be a great pickup. These were only $4.99, so I paid $4.50 for these after my discount, and comps look like they should sell for around 40 bucks, maybe even 50. So 40 bucks even would be something I would be happy with, but again, I need to get that listed sooner rather than later because we're heading out of the warm weather, and so I need to move pretty quickly. Then this is a brand that has done really well for me in the past, and I do enjoy selling it. It is Wild Fang, which I hardly ever find, but they have fun, vibrant prints. It's a really cool piece, and this is a very interesting shirt. It has all these buttonholes along this part of the sleeve. It has buttons down the back, it has buttons down the front, and it's this really fun daisy print color. It also still has a little safety pin from where the tag was attached, so I think this is new without tags. But it's called the Essential 12-Way shirt, so there's probably, I guess, 12 different ways to wear this shirt. Really interesting concept. And I looked, and I think this should be able to resell for around 35 to 40 bucks. It cost me $4.99. So again, looking at 10xing my money on that. But Wild Fang, I've sold a pair of printed pants from them. I think those sold for somewhere between $50 and $70. That was a little bit ago. So whenever I see Wild Fang, I at least look it up. Then my husband was with me one day, and he picked out these 2 pairs of shoes. And now he tried on these Hokas, and he likes these. He's going to keep these. These are the Hoka Torrent 2. So I grabbed those for him. And I could have sworn that he picked these out for himself, but now he denies it. Either way, I'm going to sell them, so it'll be fine. but these are a pair of Asics, and I thought these were really cool because of the chunky heel and the chunky sole to them. I feel like they're kind of a more in style right now shoe. They remind me of a Brooks for sure, but these are the Gel Nimbus 26, and the comps weren't bad actually. They look like they should resell for around 40 bucks, and these were $10. So if I was buying them to resell, I don't know if I would have grabbed them again, but it's definitely too late to return them now. These things have been sitting in my office for a little bit of time, but now that I have them, obviously I'm gonna sell them and make some money off of them. And then the last piece I have here is a great pickup. I think this is so nice. It is this really nice big puffer coat from Abercrombie & Fitch. This came out on a new rack, and this is a great size too. It's an extra, extra large. And I feel like it's a newer piece from them. It's the A&F Ultra Collection. So this is what the tag looks like. And a lot of jackets and coats at my local Goodwills are only $9.99. So this was $9.99. And at the very low end, I feel like I could probably resell this for 50 bucks. This feels brand spanking new. Like, I don't think anybody even ever wore this. It's a really nice coat. It has a hood as well. It's a black coat, black so classic. I really, really like this. I think that's so nice. And it is really thick. I am shocked at how thick that is. So please define that for $10. I would assume at least $50. I would hope to make even like around 75 on that. But that's a really cool coat. And I think it might be a men's extra, extra large. Maybe I'll try it on and see what I think of the sizing. But yeah, all of those pieces, aren't those crazy? Like between that coat, the aloe pieces, the Jimmy Choo shoes, that's insane. And then we also have that sea bag that should do really well. Bed stew, like what a great haul, to be honest. And then I also was able to sell so many pieces and send them out today. So what a fun video. If you guys enjoyed seeing the shipping side of things, but also a little bit of a thrift haul as well in the same video, then let me know, because I think it'd be fun to do a little bit more of my shipping and what's selling right now kind of videos. But I would love to hear from you guys if you guys enjoyed it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.